Well, it is a pleasure to speak to you, not only as a rap fan, but as a Southern California resident. Sitting in Inglewood right now, very excited to talk to you about your new project with Ty-Dolla and, you know,
Okay,
historical questions that I've always had for Warren G that I always wanted the opportunity to ask.
that's all good. Yes, indeed.
So before we talk about, and you know that with Ty-Dolla, I must ask you about Regulate.
Uh-huh.
So Regulate, as we know, was part of the Above the Rim soundtrack, but when people think of Regulate, they think of the movie Young Guns because it's been attached to that intro.
Yes,
So
indeed.
what do you think blew it up more? Did Regulate blow up Young Guns, or did Young Guns further blow up Regulate?
Well, Regulate blew up Young Guns because, like, Young Guns was like one of those movies that, regular people wouldn't watch. The younger crowd wouldn't have been into that.
Mhm.
But so I was into it. I'm a big fan of Emilio Estevez and all the guys that played in there.
Mhm.
Um, and I mean, I was such a fan of the movie. I had to, when I heard him say regulators, I had a song already, that because we used to say that as like we got to regulate this, we got to regulate that, hey, go regulate that. We used to say that all the time. So that's how the name came up. And then when I was watching the movie, because I used to watch it all the time just because I loved it so much.
Mhm.
And then when I heard him say regulators, we regulate any stillness. He said it. I cut it up in different pieces,
Mhm.
but when he said that regulators, I said, "Oh my God, I'm fixing to put that on the intro of my song." And that's how that was birthed right there. And the record was just a dope record, just period. It was a record that my parents used to play, and I'm a huge fan of Michael McDonald's. So it was this big pot of gumbo that just tasted so good.
I know it was like it was the perfect mixture. I too was a huge fan of Young Guns, of both of them. All
Yes,
those dudes who were in the movie at that time were the hot guys with the Christian
yeah,
Slaters and
yeah,
Charlie Sheen. And it's
yeah,
crazy to think about who all was in that movie. Fast
yeah.
forward into 2020, plus you, plus the late great Nate Dogg. It was
Yes, it-
just a perfect Michael McDowell. And it's still such a timeless song.
yes, indeed.
I feel like I could go outside right now and pop that on, and people will come out and just, it was a clear, and
Oh,
just
they gonna
jump
do
right
it.
into it.
Yeah, I looked at the age demographic of like on my Spotify, and
Mhm.
my age demographic was I think 25 to 30, 33 or 30, something like that. It was either 25 to 33 or and then I had 18 to like the 20s. It was a trip. I'm like, damn. And then my age, it was like here. I'm like, so younger people was listening to this record more than all you guys that was with me from the start.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
Then the younger, Now I ain't saying you, but I'm saying like, these people,
oh no, we're
my,
probably,
my
I might
fan
be a
base.
little older. I might be a little
Yeah,
older than you. I think of my 16-year-old, even she knows it because I play it. And so, all of the kids who are teenagers now their parents are our age and they're
yeah,
still playing it in a car, and it just keeps going and it keeps going. And it's just part of
yeah.
hip hop, of rap history. So thank you for that great lightning in a bottle thing that's just going to live on with regulators
Oh, yeah.
with Nate Dogg on the hook of that song. There he's just irreplaceable. The sound, he
Yeah,
said it straight up. If you want to make a hit, that's who you call.
yeah.
When you want someone on the record, who ultimately do you think took that torch for rap music, singing those hooks and putting that magic touch on songs now?
Well, Ty-Dolla is that guy right now.
Mm-hmm.
He's the guy, the go-to guy as far as hooks and just doing songs period because his voice sounds so good. He just got a different sound and tone with the way he sings. And that's what it was with Nate. He was different. So he's different than a lot of guys. So you know, that he's the go-to guy right now as far as hooks and songs, period. Because he does great songs also.
Yeah.
Mhm.
He was part of one of the biggest songs. He did the hook for Meg Thee Stallion for
Oh,
the Hot Girl Summer.
yeah.
So he
She a big
definitely takes that
hopefully.
tour. He is that. What is it about that magical Compton Long Beach connection? Anytime Compton and Long Beach comes together, it results in some really really hit long lived music. What is it about?
Uh,
You know, shout out to my
it's
beloved Inglewood, but it's something
yeah,
about
yes,
Compton and Long Beach.
because we so close together. Period. The city is almost like the same city. It's so all you do if you go right past Greenleaf, you're in Long Beach.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's right there. Like Long Beach and Compton is like it's one big giant city that's pretty much connected. So once we did, you know, I connected Snoop with Dre. I mean that opened the floodgates for people who've never really for in Compton that never really wanted to go down to Long Beach. It opened up the floodgate for them to go to Long Beach. It opened up for Long Beach guys, girls, women, whatever, to go to Compton and just have a good time and know that we really made a mark in hip hop culture.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Greenleaf has changed a lot over
Yes,
the years.
indeed.
When you ride over there, it's changed a lot.
I've been through there. I still slide through all the time.
Me too. Me too.
Yeah.
So tell me about the coming together of, and you know that I listened to a little bit of it, and I love that cool laid back summer vibe, something you can ride to. Then you put Ty-Dolla sign. How did that collaboration come together for the two of you?
Uh, well, we worked. We did. I got another record with him that we did like way back when he first came out with YG, Tootin' and Booted. We
Oh
did a
yeah,
couple
yeah.
records back then that I had, and I still had them in the archive. But I was like, I want to do a record with him where we going back and forth, you know, like me and Nate did,
Hmm.
and and I called him up and I was like, Ty, you know, can you put a hook on here? He was like, if you could give me some of that Sniffin' Griffith's barbecue. So I was like, deal. So he called me to the studio. I went up to the studio. It was him and a bunch of other younger artists, YB Corday, YBN Corday.
Mm-hmm.
He was there, and Joyner Lucas was there. We was all there at the studio, and he was like, "Let me hear the record." So I gave him the record. He put it on. He was like, "Hold up, I'll be back." I didn't see him for a while. Then I came back in. He knocked it down. It was there. I was like, "Damn," you know. And it sounded good, you know. And
Hmm.
the song is just, you know, we need a record that feels good right now because we're going
Right.
through so much uh, heartaches and pain with what's going on as far as the pandemic, as far as the racial injustice. Um, in these times, we need records to you know, kind of take us away from that a little bit, you know what I mean? And
Hmm.
feel good, you know, give you a break from all just the sad stuff all day or the mad stuff all day. So
Hmm.
that's what I wanted to do, create some good music and feel good music, because that's what I do anyway. And you know, I felt like it was the time to release it, just to give somebody, give the world, all around the world, another feeling, you know,
Yeah.
that's different from what's going on.
I'm
Hmm.
happy. I'm happy to hear it because I feel like the West Coast lately hasn't been getting the respect it deserves as innovators of sound. You
Yeah.
know, we see the evolution of sound. You know, we see things shift. You know, everything is shifts from the East Coast to the South to now
Hmm.
Houston is big on the map, and now we're shifting back to the West Coast. You know,
Yeah.
we have Kendrick and we have you and Ty-Dolla Sign, and we have these young men that are coming up. But one part where that was more apparent is like these versus battles. You know,
Right.
I watched the one with Fab and Jada the other night, and I've watched a number of them, and I'm just trying to think like, where is that West Coast
I mean,
showdown
it's been
we need
pitched.
on the platform?
It's
Where
been
is that
pitched.
West Coast representation?
It's been pitched. I talked to Snoop, and you know, he been talking with Swizz and all them on the, you know, all the versus stuff that's going on about making that connection. I'd hear Swizz when he first started doing it, and I told him, shit, I go against anybody. I don't care who it is.
Right.
But I mean, so they started doing what they was doing, but I think it's gonna be coming pretty soon. You probably have some West Coast, East Coast, and West Coast battles. That would be dope. It'd bring
Right.
a lot to it, even more.
Mhm.
Um, and just it's all in fun, all in fun, and just bringing all the generations aware of how we used to get down musically
Mhm.
and how dope our music was, and that we need to get back to that type of sound and the messages that was in a lot of those songs back then.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more.
Lil
With
Baby just dropped a song. I'm sorry, but Lil Baby just dropped a song that was really dope
oh, yeah, yeah,
because
yeah,
he
yeah, yeah.
talked about everything that's going on. It's different.
Mhm.
He probably the only one that's really on that.
Yeah.
That's aware of it. And he's such a big artist. So now hopefully it'll trickle down to, the other artists that talk about killing all day, talking about trapping all day, this, that,
Mhm.
that. Uh, the strip club. Ain't nothing wrong with having fun. I hit the strip club. Ain't nothing wrong with it. I go in there and throw some money, it's a good
Right.
time, you know. But the killing part, I mean, I dig it. That's what they was raised up in, but you have to also they have to also talk about how to change that at the same time. I'm not saying don't say it, but have a scenario on how it changed now.
Mhm.
And you be able to provide for your mom, your whole family.
Mhm.
You know,
I'm glad you bring that up because I've had this discussion recently with other people about the evolution of storytelling and rap. When you think of like Regulate and even this DJ or just even anything in your catalog, and
right.
even what I've heard of your most recent single with Ty, there's a clear arc of a story that you're telling from the beginning of the story
Yeah,
to the end of the story. And I
we're
feel
gonna
like
sit
that's
and
what's
paint
the
that
missing
Malibu.
element is the storytelling in the songs, in the music.
You heard what I said? We're gonna sip and paint down in Malibu, and I
Hmm.
could teach you the game how to get it too.
Yeah.
uh, I mean, it's just like a lot of people can relate uh, to things that you go through. So that's why I always have like a story and a message in some of the records I do. Like that record is, the story that you get out of that is, it's a dude who got a beautiful lady that's trying to teach her how to become a businesswoman. So that's pretty much what I was saying. And when I said what I said, let's go sit down and let's sip and paint down in Malibu and have a nice, beautiful conversation and talk about how I could help you become a businesswoman. I'm already a businessman,
Hmm.
and I could teach you to be a businesswoman. So if anything ever go wrong with me, you're a businesswoman. You got your own businesses and stuff too, and you
Hmm.
could be there for me to help me jumpstart again if I needed it.
Hmm.
So
When you
that's what it's pretty much what it's on.
Oh, no, no, no. Go ahead. I'm so sorry about that.
No, I'm good. I'm good.
I was going to say, when you were in that studio in that mix with Ty and with YB and Corday, do you
Mhm.
feel like a proud uncle? I'm a fan of Corday's also, and I
Yeah,
like what he's doing out there, what Ty's doing. And like you mentioned, Lil Baby. Do you feel like a proud uncle? Are they carrying the torch of hip hop proudly for you?
they definitely carrying the torch. All of them is great artists. They all talk about something, and they not just stuck in one. They don't have tunnel vision. They worldwide. So
Hmm.
they carrying the torch great. All of them is dope. And I will be doing some music for all of them.
Yeah.
That's what I do. I'm a producer. I was a producer before I was an artist. I could do both,
Hmm.
but my love was more as a producer from the start. But I could rap. Mhm.
Warren, I'm really familiar with your catalog,
Oh
growing
yeah.
up with it, being a teenager and being an adult with it. And even I, when I got ready to talk to you today, was
Uh,
just astounded by your whole catalog, just on the production side, not even as an artist, just the number of projects that you've
uh,
participated in that people probably aren't even aware. What would you say is your most popular project that people tend to forget that you were the wheels behind?
well, I had at least about two wheels on the first Chronic.
Yeah.
That was like one of the most specialist projects I've been a part. Just being able to work with somebody who I looked up to all my life from a kid. a little young boy to now, which is Drake.
Mhm.
And that was special because I helped. You know, I actually brought in music, a lot of music, and a lot of samples and stuff like that. That really, that he was like, that's dope, and he would redo it his way. You know, I'd do it, and then he'd change it and do this and do that, and then you know, it was just sharing ideas and bringing ideas to the table. So that
Mhm.
was very very special to me because it was my first chance to produce, which he taught me how. So it was my first time actually really being a part of it.
That's a hell of a mentorship
Yeah, yeah,
to get your feet wet on. So tell
yeah.
us.
He taught me how to splice tape. He taught me a
Uh,
lot of stuff. I used to be on the tape machine cutting tape and taping it back together, going from here to here, creating. You know, I was doing little mixtapes for me and Snoop right there in the studio that he had in Calabasas.
where's the Warren G documentary? Are we gonna get a
I
Warren
got
G
one.
documentary?
Now, see, you ain't been on. You haven't been checking me out because I got one. It's on.
Ah,
It's on YouTube. G Funk.
I'm on it today because I'm
It's
really
called
flipping
G
through.
Funk. And when you see it, you're gonna be like, wow.
I'm
And
about to
now I
blow this
know,
up today. I'm about to
huh?
blow that up. I'm about to blow that up today.
I'm telling you, it's called G Funk. It's a YouTube. What is that? YouTube. Is it called YouTube Premiere? YouTube View or something? It's on YouTube. If you just punch in Warren G documentary G Funk,
Oh,
you'll
I'm
learn
on it.
everything you want to know
I'm
about
on
Warren
it.
G.
I'm on it
It's
for
a
sure.
really, it's a really, it's a really deep documentary too. Yeah.
So tell us a secret. Have you heard any of the Detox album?
Uh,
Did have you seen heard any
man,
of it?
the last time I was in the studio with Dre, I mean, he just had dope music. Period. Everything that he played was dope.
Hmm.
Uh, I don't know if he gonna do a detox. I would, I would. But man, um, everything he played was dope. You know, all of everything he. I ain't just saying that because that's family. I mean, but
That's Dre.
he's so dope and so talented. Like it's like everything he do is just dope.
Hmm.
Because it's different, and that's
So
how I try to be different.
I mean, it sounds different. I mean, just listening to and you know that just
Mhm.
hearing it come in, just kind of floating in and starting to build up the momentum. And, you know,
Mhm.
I could just see people riding out to the beach, riding down Pacific Coast
Oh yeah.
Highway. You know, we
Okay.
can't really ride down Crenshaw no more. But
Well, and it's all love on the show.
well, it's just no, just because there's so much construction.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Because
yeah,
they're
yeah.
building
You're
the
right. You're right.
train and all
Yeah, you're
that.
right. You're right. It is kind of, and the
It'll be
road
more
kind of
like, ooh, Warren G, boom.
right. And it's kind of lumpy when you riding through there too. But yeah, yeah, you're right about that. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have to take them out to the beach. So it and you know that is it a standalone single? Are we going to get a full album, or what is
Uh,
the precursor for?
it's a standalone single.
Hmm.
Uh, I got another single that I'm gonna drop after that called "Evil Out,"
Hmm.
and it's called "Evil Out Trying to Murder Everybody," and
Mm.
it's a story talking about the OGs sending the younger kids on a mission. It's a total breakdown of uh, a lot of the gang culture plus just regular black culture. Period. And it's meant for uh, not just the gang culture. It's meant for the racist stuff that's going on. It's meant for any evil out there that's trying to kill somebody.
Hmm. Hmm.
And it's like evil out trying to kill, evil out trying to murder everybody. You know, and it's like you do a murder, you get murdered next. You do a murder, you get murdered next. You do
Mm.
a murder, you get murdered next. Cause evil out trying to murder everybody. You know, and uh, I started off with I'm speaking to these youngsters. Some of them raised by some old fools. See, I learned from my mistakes and I changed them. Because we was taught to earn stripes because we was taught to. It's nice, it's dope. I ain't gonna lie, but that one is gonna be a banger. Then I got another. I'm just gonna be dropping singles. I got a record called "Waiting on You." with Problem, a really dope record. Wait till you guys hear that one. It's called Looking at You with Me, Waiting on You with Me and Problem, featuring Andre Marcel, Adrian Marcel. Um, I got tons of singles. Me and Jhene Aiko, we've been talking. We're gonna put one together. It's gonna be dope. I'm gonna do one for me. Give her some dope for her. Um, the idea that I got for us, the concept is crazy. Yeah, but I could tell you the title of the song already, but I can't tell you the concept. But I could tell you the title. The title of it is gonna be called Gangster, but it's called Gangster, but it's not what you think. It's gonna be different than that. Watch it. I got a lot coming up, and I'm gonna keep dropping singles, because I just feel right now it's like the music business is more single driven. I'm gonna just build up with just dropping singles. I got tons of records that I'm gonna drop, and then I'm gonna put together a EP, a couple EPs. Then after I drop the EPs, then I'm gonna do a full length album, with displaying a lot of the production along with a lot of the newer artists, and just to get that good music, that good feel back out there, and that good production sound, that G-Funk sound.
Yeah, it's definitely missing because, so many people, you make a single in their house on the, they get the tap, tap, tapping in the house, and everything ends up sounding like the ice cream truck coming past your house. And that production element is missing from a lot of music. So I'm glad you are bringing that back to the forefront, because I feel like the craft has gotten away from that. And I think that's why there's so much friction between the OGs and the younger cats, and they beefing and in the respect level, and so much of that is missing. You've managed to evade that. You collaborate well with other artists. What is the key to collaborating with these young artists? Because I've never seen you in any type of exchange with that we've been seeing with older and younger artists.
It's just my thing is just we all musicians, and good talent recognizes good talent. So for me, as far as how I go about it, is that if this person is dope, I don't care how old they are. If I like that person, I want to work with them. And that's just what it is. It's just recognizing somebody that has a great talent, and knowing, because I'm a producer, knowing that the music I do would fit this person absolutely to a T. And so that's pretty much like how I carry it. I really don't get into the battling side of things. Excuse me. I ain't got COVID.
I'm just kidding. We're not wishing that on you, brother. Definitely not wishing that on you.
I'm social distancing. And that's just how I am. And I don't get into like beefing with other artists or anything like that. If somebody get at me, like, try to diss me or whatever, I'm gonna just tell them, look, we're gonna talk off the record. I'm not gonna sit up here and try to battle with you. That ain't my style, battling with people. So I mean, if I tell them either, look, we could, if it's that much of a problem, we can, meet up somewhere, and we can do it that way. And at the end of the day, I ain't gonna, if you get me, you get me. If I get you, I got you. That's it. It don't have to go to no gunplay or nothing like that.
That's right.
It's just straight up, just straight up man stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
When you've worked with as many legends as you've had, who gets you up? Like, who out there right now gets you up for, like, dang, I want to this artist or that artist, no matter the genre or anything?
I like Drake. I like Lil Baby. I like Dub Baby. I like This one might be crazy. Polo G, NLE Chopper, Stunner for Vegas. Let me see. Roddy Rich. Let me see. I like a lot of them cats. Yeah, they pretty dope.
And lastly, for those who are going to watch this, give us
Hear that melody?
huh?
Can you hear that?
Hook us up, Warren. Hook us up.
I mean, I'm just messing around. That's that feel good. Was you able to hear that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't
come to you. You
I
gotta
was just
indulge
messing
it.
around at first.
Yeah. You gotta, hey, when that inspiration hits you, you just gotta
Yeah, that's why
go.
that's why I hit that note. I was just like, hey. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, wait a minute. Okay, there we go.
I like that vibe. It has
I hit the wrong note on one of them.
I like that vibe though. It's almost giving me kind of a love in you, kind of that sweet type of melody for that.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. I just
Well,
like feel good.
and you succeed at it. I mean, you're right. We need
Uh,
more of this. Everything can't be. I was in the trap. I was in the trap. There's my
yeah.
dog. I was in the trap. We need things that we can ride to, and
Yeah.
there's a place for all of that as well. But the table definitely is better when you're at it.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Oh yeah.
I appreciate your time greatly. This was definitely a huge treat for me. I'm a tremendous fan. Will always be a fan and a supporter of yours, and I'm looking forward to hearing all of. And you know that I'm gonna watch the documentary today on YouTube.
Please.
I'm telling you, I'm
Just
on
hit me
it.
up. Just hit me up once you check it out.
I for sure will. I'm gonna follow you on Twitter or I'll connect with how we got
Charlie, just
connected
give her
today.
my information, Charlie, I can, once she hear it, then if you want to, we could go do another one and talk about
I
that.
would love that. I would love that so much. Thank
I'll
you.
put you in touch on email.
Cool. Thank you so much for your time. You are a genius. I hope people are truly giving you your flowers like you deserve, and respecting your contribution to not just rap, just the musical landscape. Period. So thank you for you, and thank you for your time.
Thank you.